Hey everybody, welcome to the show, and today we are talking about dating the Serbs. Let's go. Cheers.
Cheers! Shyness!
Another boring toy, another broken heart. I just enjoy, and then things fall apart. It's easy to live when you don't give a shit about consequence.
Yeah, so basically as foreigners living in Serbia, we have a range of experiences with dating the locals, which range from, I would say, really amazing, memorable moments that you'll never forget, which are so enticing and so spicy, let's say, to actually moments of frustration that kind of let you know that it's probably not gonna work. So today we have Nwando and Anna together here and on the show, and we're gonna talk about dating the locals here in Belgrade, Serbia, and basically, yeah, let's go for it. Let's start with the basics. In terms of the way that they look and the superficial feeling you get from them when you see them on the streets, are Serbian men hot?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, so would you say that some of them that you see are your type?
A lot of them are my type.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's build on that and see what the experiences were based on that.
Yeah, so they look very also unique in that perspective, I think. They all kind of look a little bit same, I guess. They have like a same style. I don't know. When I look at the guys here, they all have short hair, face a little bit like brutal. Yeah, like kind of.
What do you mean by that? Like the square jaw or
Yeah,
something?
so like it's more like a square. It's they look always like kind of like brutal and serious, and they are just like very hot in that manner because they are all like kind of brutal and try to be that kind of how it's called like
masculine macho man?
Yeah. So
like a real man?
yeah.
Are
So
Serbian men real men?
they try to make this impression, and when I look like this on the street, it really looks like they all kind of a little bit same. So it's similar in that way, for my opinion. Like this, what I noticed in Serbia, like straight away, like that so many men are kind of similar, and for me they are very like this is like really my type. Like I don't know, somehow I don't know, maybe. Yeah, very similar to Russia or something, I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, this is what I have a picture of Serbian man, the brutal man. Like
I'm not sure brutal is the right word. Maybe the serious man, the...
I think I know what she means by brutal, though, in terms of like a lot of them do care about their bodies and they go to the gym. Not everyone, this is kind of stereotype in a way, but like a lot of men do take pride in their bodies and fitness, and they do have like these like buff figures, and it's like this brutalist building that's so strong. I don't know, but I know that
like
word
a
isn't
strong man.
strong.
yeah, but very a lot of also like sportwear, like I don't know, like more like guys, I don't know, like people don't dress like this in Germany, for example. They dress here all like sportsy or something like casual,
Yeah,
which
okay.
is also sexy and also like masculine in the same way. And yeah, it's so different to Germany, I don't know, and for me.
Yeah, well, you lived in Germany, and so would you say that German men or Serbian men are more your type?
Serbian man, definitely.
All right, would you say American men or Serbian men are more your type?
Ideologically, mentally, psychologically.
No, just the look. We're
American
talking about the
men.
look now.
Okay, but just physically.
Oh, yeah.
Serbian men, but I will say this, and this might be controversial, but I really like blonde men. I just always have
Blonde.
this thing with blonde guys. It's so weird. I don't plan it. I just always meet like blonde men that I have a connection with, and there's a lot more blondes in Croatia.
Oh, that's the... I was just like, well, she has a type. She likes a certain feature of a look. And but it's Croatia. Dun, dun, dun.
There's a few more blondes in Croatia. But I do think a lot of
Have you thought of
Serbs
going
and
to like
Croats have similar facial
Poland
features.
or like
Or like
Poland?
Sweden or
Yeah.
Netherlands.
Sweden. I love how she says Sweden.
On
Sweden.
Norway, Denmark, there are much more blonde people.
I know. You know what? Yeah, people keep telling me this and how I should go to also the Netherlands because they're really tall.
Yeah.
That's important as well
blonde.
because I'm tall.
Yeah. Dutch people are really like blonde and tall, and I think
Yeah,
they're
but
really
they
good.
don't. Do they have that masculine thing?
Yeah, but don't
Yeah?
dress like. But dress like like Germans. I don't know, like kind of like stylish.
Okay, so how would you
Yeah.
compare like the feeling that you get from Serbian men, the look and everything, the whole package to Western European men in Germany where you've lived?
But in Germany, we just put too much effort in it, and you see like how we're stylish and like style their beard, and almost like every second person has a beard, which I don't like. And here people tend to shave, like, and
I think there's a lot of beards here.
but much less than in Germany. In
Okay.
Germany, it seems like it's
So
like
beard is not your thing?
no, and here people I saw a lot of people here are really clean, like they really want to keep them clean, and it also gives them this masculine view of this
Nice square jawbones.
yeah. In Germany we just have a beard, and, like
Okay.
they're enough, and they try to style their hair so much, and it's already gives
Yeah,
masculine
if a
look
man
out.
if a man
Yeah.
tries too hard on his hair and is spending like more than 2 minutes like in front of the mirror, in
Yeah.
front like his priorities are slightly I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah,
it
I
means,
I don't
but
know. I'm liking the sound of Germany.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so compare like the look of men here to American men and look. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, hands down, like the men here beat them all day, every day.
Oh yeah.
It's like Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Like he'll always win. It's like Serbian dudes will just always beat American.
All right,
That's so mean. Because I know that you have more foreigner watchers of your channel. I feel like I just like insulted so many of your followers.
No, but honestly, when I came to this country, it's because I didn't feel that living in Canada had made me enough of a man. That was one of the reasons I moved here. And, you know, like, yeah, totally. And after years of living here, I do feel more masculine from being around men who know how to voice their opinions, who know how to show up places and make an impression and show who they are and stuff like that. Whereas like I felt like in the West the gender roles were a little bit obscured, where women were behaving more like men than they do here,
Yeah.
and men were behaving more like women than they do here. So it's a very clear thing. Like Serbian women, I can say, yeah, they really do also care about their appearance, and they really do also look really hot. That's for sure.
In Germany you really see it, like you don't feel the man, he's a man. They are so much feminists, so they already lost this masculinity, and it's just to be a man, like be a man, but they don't know how, because they are like try to be so like so polite and so careful, and like don't take over, don't be dominant, you are female, you are superpower, you have to, you know. In Germany feminism is just in the second level, I think, as in everywhere, like we're so obsessed with that men just don't know anymore how
That's
to
a thing which is obvious. So what might not be obvious is what is the difference between men here and men in Russia?
Not a big difference, because here it's very similar to Russia. The main kind of like approach and man, I don't know, the character, the behavior, it's still remain in Russia. Like there are really less feminism, and in Serbia it's a similar way, but here of course more feminism, like compared to Russia. Russia is even more brutal. Man is very dominating. It's really showing their like masculine side, and sometimes it can be a little bit too much. Yeah.
So can I ask you a question? When you say men approach, you mean like random people just come up to you in the street and like try to know who you are or meet you?
Yeah, I want to say actually man behavior. So yeah, like how you behave overall as a man, like in your daily life. But also approach. Yeah, they can stop you in the street. They don't see it like as oh my god, it's could not, you know, in Germany it would be like unpolite, or like people
Weird.
don't do it. Yeah, it's weird. In Russia people just stop. It's very common that we stop you.
And you also lived in Turkey, and how was it there?
Maybe because I don't know. Like in Turkey, there are people only staring at you, but they don't really do much.
Interesting.
But,
okay.
Yeah. So in Turkey, I had almost no experience like this. Yeah.
So would you say that the Serbian approach? Okay, so it's most closest to the Russian one. But would it, in terms of men in public and how they're noticing you in public, approaching you in public, is that more close to Russia, Germany, or Turkey?
So to say, like in Serbia, nobody approached me in the street, so that's why I don't have experience.
Except for your YouTube fans, of course.
Yeah, not on the street, but still, like, yeah, I don't have this experience.
It's a good thing.
But I can imagine that they could approach you somewhere, and somewhere else, maybe in the bar, and the places like that, in a cafe. But
so what
it's
would
more
you
to
want?
Russian,
Okay,
yeah.
so you've got a Serbian guy who's your type, like physically your type, and you see him across the bar, and he's nice. You know, you notice him, but you're not staring at him. But he's looking at you a bit, and after like 5 or 10 minutes, he comes over. What would the ideal thing for him to say to you be?
Yeah, what are you doing here? How are you? I don't know how we talk here in Serbia, probably something else. Yeah.
That's it?
Where you come from?
Yeah, that boring stuff?
Yeah, it's how it starts. I mean, what should I expect from them? We of course would start.
I don't know. There's all sorts of things. Like there's like anything. He can open his mouth and say anything. What would you want? What? Tell me a magical moment that could be with a man approaching you.
Okay, well, I've been approached quite a lot since I've been here. Obviously, I don't look like the people who live here.
Yeah, what's the best?
So I don't have a best because usually people do approach just kind of being entitled, honestly, if I'm being completely honest. People think if they try to get you a drink or they approach you and they're like, hey, how are you? What are you doing? They think that's enough, and then they feel like there's a quota of questions, maybe like 5 of asking about who you are, and then they just don't kind of leave you alone or don't try to dig deeper.
So these are the bad approaches, right? Did any of those work, or like what
None of them worked.
Okay.
To the point where I've given up, and I don't know what my dream approach would be. I guess someone who would come up to me and, you know, ask those basic questions, because that is important. Someone who can remember my name, because a lot of people can't, and just remember. I don't know, they might be like, where in the city do you live? And I'll be like, oh, Bilica Venac area. And then if they just ask me like, you know, what do I like to do in Serbia? Like people always ask me, why am I here? And why did I move here?
Yeah, same here. It's boring. And I can imagine as a woman, it's even more boring when you get the same questions like multiple times on a night out.
You know what it is? I think this is it. I just want someone to come up to me, be funny and fun, and just be willing to have a conversation. But I feel like a lot of times when people come up to me, it's almost like they feel like it's a job interview, just to ask some basic questions, feel like they have to buy the girl a drink, and then they like go for like the hard close of like trying to like be like, come hang out with me, like, so like, yeah, what are you doing? Come hang out with us, you know? And I'm like, dude, like, let's just keep talking, let's see where the conversation goes, but just be funny, I guess.
So too transactional.
Yeah,
and entitled.
Yeah.
But since Corona happened, I don't know, I can't remember. There was such a long time when somebody approached me. Like last time, the guy approached me in library like 1 year ago in Austria.
Library.
Yeah, so this was last time when somebody approached me, like because of this Corona stuff, and you know, we just don't go out so much. I don't remember approaching that people approach you.
And so, what do you look like when you want a guy to approach you? How does that differ when you don't want a guy to approach you?
I think I look the same either way.
Oh, really? So they should just try.
I don't have a face. Yeah, I'm down for people approaching me. I'm always up for being pleasantly surprised.
But people staring is kind of creepy, right?
That is annoying.
Yeah. So, guys,
Unless you're hot and I'm kind of looking at you and you're kind of looking at me, and then it's like, and then the guy comes over, which never happens.
Yeah.
But I do think it's probably stressful for guys to feel the pressure that it's the burden on them.
definitely.
To go and approach the girl.
I can say that it's like you became used to not doing that, and suddenly you feel like this girl that you see there's something about her that makes you really want to, because you got used to not doing it, not caring, going about your life, meeting your friends, sitting in the cafe, blah 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 blah. And then there's this one girl, and she's so cute, and you have this thought that you can't silence, and you want to go and say hi, but you don't know what to say because you're so used to not approaching. Some guys will approach any girl who's kind of cute, but if you're used to not doing that, and you see one who you really get a vibe from, it's hard to do that. And that, I think that's it's complicated. But
this is something I learned.
If you're ever in that situation, just go and say something. That's the best advice I have. When I did, it went well, and that's it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Let's take a break, folks.
Okay.
Let's take a little break because let's go refill our drinks, because Nwando and I are drinking out of these coffee mugs, but it's just because. Yeah. She's drinking beer, we're drinking coffee. No, we've got booze in here too. So let's continue this after the break.
Mnogo volim kada pada fasada. Zašto me voliš, gdje smo sada, kad ja pokažem ko sam ja. Another boy toy, another broken heart.
Alright folks, we're back.
Just enjoy.
Anyways, you wanted to talk about, we're back.
Yeah.
You wanted to talk about how the people in the Balkans who approach you are kind of creepy.
Yeah, I will say this. Let me say positive. I give so much credit to men who have the guts to go up to a girl, because
The cojones.
yes, the cojones, because I was in love with pickup YouTube channels before they all got shut down, and the BBC or whatever did that documentary about pickup
What
channels.
was your favorite?
Street Attraction, because they made a bunch of videos about picking up girls in the Balkans, and then I became friends with the guys from the channel, and then I met them when they came to Belgrade.
Oh! And what did they say? Were they happy? Did they have
Happy?
some happy endings?
Oh, they have happy endings every night. That's their
Nice.
whole thing.
Boom shakalaka. Yeah.
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I have so much respect for guys who have the guts to do that, and I feel like learning from those channels, you see how much society, men are, it's their responsibility to talk to the girl, and I can't imagine what that's like to just live your entire life and it's all your responsibility, and I don't think that's fair. But when guys do come out to girls here, they do tend to be the guys that you wouldn't really be interested in. They're
Right.
they don't have the game, they don't have the social skills.
You don't want that they come up to you. The last thing you want, that they come up to you and those guys come up to you, which you don't want to come up to you. And then you're
And the guys you want to come up to you.
yeah, we're just too shy, or they really just I don't know, they think a woman should come up to them. Probably in that
I don't
place.
even know if it's that. I feel like it's just hard to go up and talk to new people, romantic or not. So at this point I don't even care if people come up to me or not. I don't have any expectations.
I mean, social circle is big here.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah, I think if we're in social circle, it would be awkward for them to come up to someone, maybe they like someone there over, but they visit friends, right?
I don't know. I what I sort of saw in my experience is they'll go out with their social circle, and they'll be sort of nested, very comfortable in their social circle, and then the social circle will kind of expand in a situation like dancing, and then they'll talk to some other people, but they'll very quickly recede back to their sort of table, their sort of group, their friends, all this stuff, and lots of the clubs here are even table service, people ain't there to dance.
Yeah.
If they're dancing, they're
It's not for
standing up.
meeting people.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not like people are single and ready to mingle. It's kind of Yeah, it's kind of like they just kind of go with the group, and if they meet someone who joins the group, and then I don't know,
Which is hard.
It's hard. It's hard for being single in the Balkans. So let's talk
There's
about
a lot
that.
of people in relationships here. And I don't want to sound rude, but I do wonder if there's a bit of like codependency kind of baked into the society here.
Yeah. Well, that's your opinion.
It's my opinion.
Their way of doing things from your perspective.
Yep.
Doing things differently, right?
Yeah.
So
why we don't talk about people here, their guys' mentality, and do I want to codepend, or they want to codepend of their partner, you mean, or their friends?
well, it's just so much like they're so used to having someone there.
Yeah, a lot of
like
people are
whether
in
it's
relationships.
their mother, whether it's their sister, or their brother, whoever it is, like that person is there like pretty much all the time, and then when they find a lover, it's transferring that onto them. Whereas like I feel like the Western mentality is so individualist, which is just
So
like
true.
it's a different sort of thing.
So here we need always some person to be like
Very social.
to be together. I don't know, whether it's family or a partner or a lover, whatever.
Seems to be a priority, to have somebody.
So there are
Yeah.
then not many single people here, or
I feel like so many people are in relationships. And I get this from so many people. People will be like, why don't you have a husband? Because I'm like in my 30s. And they're like, why did you move to Serbia? And I'm like, I just like the place. And they're like, you don't have a husband? And I'm like, no, I really just like the place.
you didn't move because of your husband? Yeah, I think there are some foreigners who moved because of their husband or something.
Yeah.
By marriage.
Or they met a
Yeah.
Serbian woman, fell in love, and that was the thing. I've got friends like that. I've got friends, that whole thing. But let's talk about dating people who have someone.
You mean cheating? Dating people who have someone?
Yeah.
Like being the other woman?
Discreet, not
I've been the other woman a couple times in my life.
In Serbian, like when I moved here for the first time, 2008 or whatever, I used to watch television because it was fascinating to me. That I don't want it anymore, but I used to watch this television where they had Turbo Folk all the time videos, which fascinating. Yeah,
I like Turbo Folk.
Turbo Folk. But underneath the Turbo Folk, they had these ads that you could send an SMS into the television station. And your SMS would be displayed below the Turbo Folk. And lots of people actually sent messages talking about something called Discreet Notrošenje, which translates to discreet socializing, which I would more blatantly translate to cheating.
That's so cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you've been that person?
It's like sending
I've
a
been that
secret
person.
message to your
Discreet
something
Notrošenje.
or some other person.
Like cheating, yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, but it's like kind of, and they have like another way of saying like kombinacija, like like a sex combination, they would say, which is a weird
Kombinacija is like a hookup buddy, fuck buddy, for anyone who's watching that wouldn't know that.
So Nwando,
Right?
would you say that many people having here boyfriend or girlfriend they cheat, like in
it's
such
hard
a
to say. It's
traditional,
hard. It's
society?
It's really hard to say, like on a statistical level, whether those types of people are a majority of the population or a small amount of the population, and if we are just getting in contact with more of these people because we're exotic foreigners who are providing something completely different than maybe their lovers might be.
But I will say this, and by the way, I've cheated in the past, so I'm not judging cheating. I feel like it's not anything to do with the relationship. I feel like the individual brings that into the relationship, their need to cheat or whatever. Anyway,
Well, that's a whole view, yeah.
yeah, that's a whole, I digress. But I will say that I'm pretty sure my ex was on Tinder. Two of my good girlfriends here, I saw their boyfriends on Tinder. And then another friend of mine, and these are all Serbs, by the way, another friend of mine confided in me that she found out that her boyfriend was on Tinder. So I'm not saying everyone cheats. And again, I'm not strict about cheating. I would rather like dump someone who had like a I don't know. I would rather dump someone who wasn't supportive of my dreams than someone who cheated on me once. So I don't like think cheating is the end of the world. But I do find that interesting that like everyone's boyfriend's on Tinder.
Oh my god, that's why we put such a pictures, you know, many Tinder profiles have like non-recognizable pictures or something like where you don't see the face or
You just
don't
see like the pecs or the abs.
so annoying.
like that's
Sunglasses.
because they cheat. They don't want that they get seen in Tinder.
Oh,
And
so
like
smart cheaters.
like what the hell, you have like Tinder profile with your pictures but I don't see your face, and like who will like these pictures, like who will like this person? But probably because they cheat, they don't put their face on it. There are
There's
so many
lots of
profiles.
cheaters in the United States where I come from too. You know, there's cheaters everywhere. I'm a reformed cheater.
In Germany, rather, they said just open relationships. That's so common to have open
Really?
relationships. Yeah, and they
It would
both
be more
know.
honest if people
Yeah.
who did that, right?
Go
Yeah.
to Germany.
They
dude.
both know that we sleep.
Yeah,
with
you can go to
somebody
the
else.
sex
Yeah.
party.
This entire video is just selling me on Germany.
Blonde guys.
And feminine men.
Yes!
Yeah,
Yeah.
feminine blonde men, yeah.
Blue
That sounds like
eyes.
a dream.
Yeah, no. Beard just.
Who sit
cut
down when they
the-
pee? Blonde guys who sit down when
Really?
they pee.
But,
Yeah, they sit
yeah.
down when they pee.
Yeah. In
I
Germany,
love
when they-
it.
See, like,
Yeah.
I'm in love.
I talked to my grandfather. It was only after 1945 they did that. I'm just saying.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's actually it's not good. But I hope there are of course not many people who cheat. But was it for you clear that you were in cheating situation, like that you had some here boyfriend that he was cheating, or I don't know, was it
Yeah,
clear?
I never could prove it, and again, I don't care that much because I dumped him, so like whatever. But like sometimes he would not get back. Let's say I texted him at 6 p.m. on Friday or something, and then he would just not get back to me, and then the next day he would text me and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, my phone died," and blah blah blah, and he had that excuse like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, okay, I know all the tricks because I've cheated on people before, so don't bullshit a bullshitter. I know you're cheating, but I never said it to him because I didn't care enough, and there were other things in the relationship that were deal breakers for me more than that, and that's why I dumped him. So but anyway, yeah. But we actually, I'll say this, sorry, one last thing. We met on Tinder, and one of the biggest ways that I knew that he was probably cheating on me is that he unmatched with me on Tinder after we became official.
Yeah, they do all, like, so many people unmatched me after we spoke somewhere else, like
Yeah.
on Instagram or somewhere else.
Because I feel like psychologically they don't want you to think that they're still on
That's-
Tinder talking to other girls. But it's like, of course you're on Tinder talking to other
Such
girls.
a tactic, just unmatch person. And because you think that we
Yeah, but-
unmatched you because we deleted the app, you know?
Yes. Did they say that? They said it to you?
No, because you will be unmatched if we delete the app. So you think, oh, we deleted the app. We are such a nice person. But no,
My ex-boyfriend totally said that to me.
we just unmatched you and looking something
I
else.
was like, why aren't you on Tinder anymore? I'm still on Tinder. Like, it's okay. And he was like, because I found what I wanted. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, he totally just deleted the Tinder.
Oh my god, I think in Germany it's not happening. You kind of like already, I mean, people are just like, it takes so long till you delete Tinder, you know, you have to be like 3-6 months in a kind of already relationship, so you delete the Tinder, they kind of like settle with you and everything is clear, you're in a relationship, and people just know that it will take forever, you know. I'm looking like I'm open, I'm dating, it takes so long.
You met an
Yeah.
ex through Tinder?
Serbian one, yeah. I think almost all my ex like were from Tinder. Like I had
Wow.
3 boyfriends. No, one was not from Tinder, but 2 of them was from Tinder.
And what was the first thing they chatted to you?
It's a nice conversion rate.
What's the first thing they wrote to you when you matched?
I think just hey, maybe he says something like that. Yeah. So basically, most of the people just send you some smile or something like that, some hello hand like this, or they say hey, or something in Serbian. Although they see you're a foreigner kind of, but they write in Serbian like. yeah, okay, like they already probably like pretend that you should speak Serbian, like. Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
And that you should put up with like Serbian stuff, like cheating.
Yeah, so it's interesting how people approach also Tinder here. It's different, like they don't write in profiles at all.
Yes,
like,
they don't write their description of
and I haven't seen probably a person who wrote something in a profile, although in Germany, in other countries, I was in Tinder also in other countries. Like I used Tinder a lot in Greece, for example, when I worked in Greece. And even there, like in Germany, like people write in a profile, and if they don't write, it means like they are looking for hookups. Like this is kind of like unofficial.
like everyone.
Yeah, but here nobody writes anything. Like okay, like
Just take it or leave it.
yeah. What is like behind of their head? I don't know. Like here, it's works totally different, and somewhere else. Like yeah, it's so interesting. And I kind of already got disappointed from Tinder because you only see empty profiles, strange pictures, or I had different experience in Germany with Tinder. Like my Dutch boyfriend also I met in Tinder, so like it was totally
Is
different.
that the guy who took all of your Facebook photos? You have a bunch of your Facebook photos that are like really nice photography shots.
Yeah, because
Did you take those?
my ex was a photographer.
Yeah.
So he did a lot of pics. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, we traveled quite a bit, but now he lives in Netherlands, and has a Dutch girlfriend back home, back to normal.
So do you guys see a future having some boyfriends in Serbia?
No, not for me.
Why not?
After Tinder, I also don't see it that much.
Why not? So do you
For
feel
me,
they're too
there's
much the same?
It's too much of a societal difference for me.
Really? Okay, so
For example, I've found that every single guy I've dated, whether it's casually dating for a few months, all the way up to having a serious relationship with my ex-boyfriend, something that's a deal breaker for me that I've noticed with every single person I've dated is they're just not supportive enough. Whether they're condescending, they're passive aggressive about good things happening in my life, or they're just straight up like never say congratulations, or it's obvious they have contempt.
So they're not validating you enough.
No, that's really, but it's not even about validation. It's about truly like, for me, a relationship is a
Support.
collaboration of your
partner.
lives. Yeah, being supportive, being interested in what your partner does for work and what they're building towards for their future.
Like be motivators, right? To motivate each other to go further. So that's why you have partner, to motivate each other and not bringing down or stop
I think
you.
there's you two have a different idea than most people here, whereas most people here would probably be talking about, I'm taking a girlfriend to be a part of my social circle, my family, my society and stuff like that, and you're looking at more of like two individuals coming together.
Yeah, I think it's
Something to think about,
Yeah, so
I mean, I'm gonna get a bit more psychological. My ex-boyfriend was definitely like a narcissist. Like his parents were alcoholics, they were emotionally neglectful. He did open up about these things, so it's like I know he had a mentally, psychologically like very challenging childhood, and I feel like he just didn't have that. He didn't have the upbringing to be a supportive, loving person. So I feel like he has an ego to the point where it's like it needs to be all about him. He needs to have all of the attention. It needs to be about his work. He needs to get all the validation, and he just didn't reciprocate those things towards me. And I've had three relationships before him, and they were perfectly healthy and normal where I got those things. So for me, I'm like, I know this is possible. I know it's possible to have a healthy relationship,
but
and
not
this
here.
is not it.
And
With him in particular, I feel like because his childhood was so fucked up, it was definitely not with him.
Did you get that here though? What you got there in America?
this previous
No.
relationships.
So
But
it's
I feel like all of the people I dated before my boyfriend, it didn't even advance to the point where it even did with my boyfriend, who turned out to be a psychopath. So
Right, so what is the biggest thing, what's the number one thing you would say that Serbian men are missing about you?
I don't even like to look at it as like they're missing something. I just feel like for me, you know, I've realized this. You don't know what you got until it's gone. I know that's such a cliche, but I've realized how much I love where I grew up in just such a multicultural place with so many people who have diverse life experiences. And like, no offense to like Serbia, I love the people here, but a lot of people do have similar experience, similar religion. They all go to Slava and like just have similar things. And so I just feel like for me, it's important to have someone date someone who's just has had a little bit more diverse life experiences and has experienced different perspectives and different types of people in their lives.
So Serbian guys essentially are too conformist, too much a part of the collective, and do not actually calibrate to your range of experience.
Yeah, but the collective experience, yes, because I feel like that's a positive, but I wouldn't say they're conformist, because it's like they're just living in a society where it's like all they know. So it's like it's not like they don't want to have diverse life experiences, but it's just like they're defaulted to just being based in Serbia, and that's just life here. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not mad about it.
It's just the way it is. So.
Yeah, so don't get really fucking angry in the comments.
Alright, we're gonna take a break. Write in the comments below what you think about this conversation, folks. It's getting spicy. We're dropping some truth bombs here.
Next time live. Next time see us live. Discuss Serbian.
You wanna do live?
Yeah.
Oh, live stream. Next time live stream. Okay. Da. Okay.
Tvoja tajna, tvoja dama u krevetu I kod hrama, ali baš te briga ko sam ja. Tvoja lutka I prostitutka, možda ja sam samo tvoja loša odluka I baš te briga ko sam ja. Another boy toy, another broken heart. I just enjoy and then things fall apart. It's easy to live when you don't give a shit about consequence. Another boy toy, another broken heart. I just enjoy and then things fall apart. It's easy to live when you don't give a shit about consequence.
Alright, folks, we're back, and we wanted to talk about who are Serbian men for?
Yeah.
What kind of woman will most enjoy the Serbian man?
Serbian women.
Definitely. And do you feel that they're like really like so specific that they should only date themselves?
No, that's
I
my
think,
political answer.
Yeah, I think a Russian woman as well, traditional Russian woman, or maybe Ukrainian, Belarus, White Russia, like Eastern Europe, but not like maybe Eastern Europe, like Poland. That's more or less, I guess.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
So you feel Serbian men are a good match for Ukrainian women, for example?
Yeah, I think so. If I respect them, if I don't respect them, then not. But I'm not sure like how respectful Serbian men are. Like for my experience, he was quite respectful. Yeah, respectful. Yeah, but is everybody respectful here? Because like in Germany, we're very very respectful to the woman. So here. Yeah, no, not sure.
What's the difference exactly?
To be respectful to the woman.
Yeah.
Like
what does that
Like
mean
chivalrous?
yeah.
Take you out to dinner and...
Yeah, chivalrous as well, but also respect that she's individual as well, because like even if it's Ukraine, Russia, we like to be respected as a woman. I'm a woman, like I'm a individual, although I like traditional way to have a chivalry.
So you're between the individual and traditional. Okay.
Yeah, so you can't just be an asshole or something like that. Or
What would you define as asshole? What's an asshole behavior as far as you're concerned?
Just do what I want. You are what I want. Like
Like controlling.
controlling and dominating.
And are Serbian men like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they tend to go in this direction more than like German men, for example.
Okay.
So
From my experience, I don't think they're too controlling, or from my experience, I think they're pretty respectful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
not like, I don't feel like they're like aggressively domineering is what I'm saying.
So what do they not understand about you?
Me?
Yeah, you personally. Yeah.
Your personal goals, probably your personal development. That we kind of.
Yeah, I just think it's a kind of a cultural incompatibility for me.
Okay, so what are the main sticking points? Like what behavior do you not tolerate?
Well, again, this is just my personal experience. I don't want to generalize all Serbian men are like this, but just from my personal experience, and again, this is a deal breaker for me, just someone who's not supportive of me.
Yeah.
Someone who's not rooting for me, someone who's not happy when I succeed, someone who feels like content when I succeed, someone who like downplays things that go well for me, things like that. And that's just been a pattern I've seen with dating.
Yeah, or kind of like stupid behavior when they treat you just like a girl. I don't know, hey babe, like as I don't have anything to do or to think about, or they think like I'm just a doomy girl, like something like that. Like behavior like this, that they don't treat you as your professional individual, goal striving person, that they treat you just as a girl, you're here to fuck, I don't know, something like that.
Yes.
So this
and fucking's good, but
yeah,
there's more to that.
Like in Germany, for example, they treat you really first place as an individual. Like they would always refer to you as a professional, as an individual, as a personality, and then as a girl. You also here as a girl, maybe you can prepare the breakfast once in 3 months, I don't know, like. And they really don't look at you as a girl. This is the last thing what.
So why would you prefer German men over Serbian? Are there reasons?
Yeah, for that approach, I hate when people approach me like, oh, girl, babe. I hate when somebody call me babe. I will punch you in the face.
Really?
Like, really. I have a name. Like, nobody allowed me to call babe. Like, this is really...
Even your partner?
Yeah, no. Nobody called me like that.
Wow.
And I will never allow that. That's like, for me, firstly Anna, and then we can talk. Like, and... when they treat you as a girl, like, this is already like diminish you, I don't know, like already discriminating for me. I see it like if guys, and a lot of guys, they like who are like more, I don't know, this masculine guys, they're like, oh girl, like, and you like, fuck you, I punch you in the face, because I did like, did the martial arts and I'm kind of fighter. I know, first my reaction, like when somebody like, hey girl, like babe, I'm like, man, I'm gonna fight now with you because you can't approach me like that's like, this has diminished me completely. Like,
you're saying someone who's just going up to you at a bar or something, like if it's your boyfriend and you're in the kitchen and he's like, hey babe, can you get me some water while you're in there? Is that okay?
Yeah, nobody can call me baby. It's not
Wow,
like
okay.
I never communicated that way. Like always name. Like this is no, I don't communicate like this, and I never refer to some person also like babe. Like
I will never call you babe.
yeah, like we have a name. Like yeah, so maybe this I can see because in Russia we also do a lot of like this, a lot of approach like this. Women firstly see a girl in a woman, not an individual, so they would refer to you like, oh girl, you're so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So you find the same problems that you have in Russia here.
Yeah, I can expect this, I guess. I haven't had much experience in that way, but I can expect this. Yeah, so at least what I see also from comments in YouTube, like there are a lot of like these people writing. Yeah, so yeah, it's different.
How do you deal with these people? Like how, like other than punching in the face, like obviously on YouTube you don't have that option. And so what do you say to them? Like, and why, how can you make them understand that that's not the right approach?
Yeah, their culture. I mean, they see the girl. Firstly, they want to see your appearance, how cute her, and then maybe after 5 years, they will see you as an individual. they will get to know you. But yeah, it's just how people see it. Like they really focus, I think, in Eastern Europe, they focus on appearance, what is like how you present yourself, and they don't look at your level of education, level of.
So can you imagine a relationship with a Serbian man that goes serious and getting married or anything like that?
If he can respect me, I respect people. Like if it's a person with whom I am, of course I will respect them. Then if they respect me, yes. If it's much, but yeah, if it's average guy, he approached me like, oh babe, you're hot, like you're beautiful, like I will just say. I would not even react to that. Like I just ignore such a things. Like.
So what do you want exactly? If you can describe what you want from men.
Yeah, to like Nwando said, to support each other,
Yeah.
to be two individuals, but also to be people who build the future together, who support each other, who motivate each other, and who happy together, and who does a lot of things who do a lot of things together, not just going to the dinner and I don't know, spend free time, but also maybe go in some trips, also discuss some higher things, maybe do business together, maybe do some hobbies together, exercise together. So not only which comes to like go on a date and have sex and that's all relationship, like have more together, to develop together and motivate each other. Yeah.
And so do you have hope that somebody here could do that?
Yeah, like firstly, when last year I had a Tinder profile, and in my profile there were like I have written like really text that I want to find a person who has an entrepreneurial mindset, and I wrote this description. I was in Serbia, and basically there were words like I looking for a person with an entrepreneurial mindset who looking to discover new things, grow together, be adventurous, and just.
How did that go?
And for example, my ex, with whom I met in Tinder, he's Serbian. He told me then after when he read my description, he thought like, oh my god, like what this girl is about. Like he was really thinking, should he like me or not? Because of my description, he liked my pictures, but because my description, he's not up to that, like,
And
but,
so in the end, did he deliver on what you wanted?
No, yeah, he's not. But he was still a nice guy. So, and there were people who liked my profile. We matched, we messaged, and they would like, I'm not ready really for such a like, but maybe in the future I can be more entrepreneurial or something like that. Like people, so it was funny to have this description and see how people react here. Most of them, they just were like, oh, what is like you looking at something interesting? Like,
why did your ex not like, did he feel intimidated that he wouldn't live up to that entrepreneurial desire that you had for a partner?
Yeah, because he more like working job and stuff, but then he actually had some interest for also be entrepreneur and do something on his own,
So what's the attraction to entrepreneurs?
Because I think entrepreneurs, they fall like into different category of people. They already have a different mindset, and they just already kind of like different part of our society. And I think they are very interesting people and interesting to be with.
This guy's
like
an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So I'm an entrepreneur, but I want to understand what the attraction is actually. Like people like yourself. It's
I find
like because
sexy too.
But if you understand that it's like so somebody's going to be an entrepreneur and they're going to be dealing with like shit every day in their inbox, and
that's cool.
Is it cool? Yeah.
Someone who creates their
But
own
where do
life.
you fit in that story? Where do you fit in that story?
What do you mean in a story of their business?
Yeah, so you've got a story. Yeah, you've got somebody who's like taking life head on, and they're trying to provide value to the world. They're trying to go and they're trying to actually go out there and make things happen, do good for people and all that stuff. Where do you fit in that story as a woman in a relationship with them? Do you want to work with them, or is it just that
In my experience?
Yeah, sure.
So like, okay, I'm a girl with a YouTube channel. I'm not an entrepreneur, but I find people who are entrepreneurs interesting. I think they're living interesting lives. Like someone like you, you have a business, you work online. but you still find time to travel. You're someone who does things in your own time, and you schedule your life, like you have autonomy over your life.
Right.
That's what I like about entrepreneurs. But let me just finish really quickly. So like my ex, he was like a wannabe entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur, exactly. And he, like, even on one of his Instagrams, he had started this podcast. He lists entrepreneur, but it's like he has tried several things and he like always quits and gives up.
Yeah.
And I feel like his mindset was, you know, he saw that, oh, I made money from my YouTube channel and some side income and things like that. And I feel like he can never be happy for me. Whereas someone who's an entrepreneur, like, has the self,
okay.
Like, what's the word? Like they're self-fulfilled enough to not feel threatened by their girlfriend making $200 from fucking like YouTube.
Right, but if there's so much else going on other sectors of their life, can you really feel like you will be the number one?
It's not about being the number one.
Yeah.
It's about a collaboration.
And to share this experience
And
together.
so do you feel that by dating such a person you will actually be finding a way to do better yourself in life?
It's about dating another creative person. Entrepreneurs are creative.
And
they
to
think
learn
outside
from
of the
them,
box. And it's like about living a lifestyle with someone who gets that you do things outside of the box too. Even if you're not an entrepreneur yourself, but there's still that meeting in the
Spark.
middle of
Why are artists sexy?
that creative
Why
understanding
are
of one
artists
another.
sexy? If they're not entrepreneurs, they're like an artist who has some sort of like vision that they're following. Is that the same? Is that the same
No,
attraction?
not for me. Sorry.
No. What's the difference?
Because you can be an artist but not have the drive to actually see a goal through.
What if they're a successful artist?
What kind of artist? Like a musician or a songwriter?
Or a visual
screenplay
artist
writer?
or a theater.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And so
Anyone who sees a goal through and is actually doing it with their
Pursue
life,
it,
I'm
yeah.
very
what
attracted
do
to
most
that.
men that you're not attracted to not get about this thing?
I don't know. It's not that I'm not attracted to men who don't get that. But I can see how that's the ideal man for her, and probably for me as well.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like entrepreneur, but just person who, for example, also motivated to get their job, to have a good career, to do just a bit more. And as I have heard from Eric, for example, about work ethic in Serbia, and people just work here for a sake of work, to work to get job done, and to
They don't have the map on how it's possible to succeed, so they're just getting along.
Yeah, and to go drink coffee. I like to drink coffee, but for me, like, if it's like kind of like waste of the time. Like I feel sad if I would spend like 2 hours drinking coffee and don't do any value. You know, like I don't know. That's a big difference with the Western countries and Serbia.
So let me ask you something. If there's a guy who really loves you so much and is really in tune with your needs and is really there for you when you need him, versus an entrepreneur who has like 100 other things going on in his life, which is more attractive?
The first one.
Yeah?
But if he works as a cashier in Aroma, sorry, like.
Oh my god.
Sorry, why?
What are we gonna do
Is it
together?
because of the money? Is it because of the money, or is it because of the consciousness?
Because what he has in his mind, like what his goals, like I mean, what he's doing is his free
What if he just
time.
wants to be there for someone like you who's super...
No, that's not
You.
enough.
No?
No, he must have his life, exciting life, where he achieves something, where he has a goal. He strives to achieve this goal. He always motivated, and he working on something, and not like just working 9 to 5, and he just waiting till it's 5 and run to drink coffee with his friends. And
So,
it's, end of
let's
the
say
day.
it's
I like
passion.
this.
It's passion.
Yeah, passion. Yeah, passion for something.
And you know that when that passion is turned towards you, it's going to be something special, you know? There's going to be no regrets, and you know, you're going to be so enticing for him that you will take him away from that, and the focus will be on you because you're so amazing as well.
Yeah, you can do both. You can have a great girlfriend and really love her and have a good job and enjoy your job and have goals in your career and be successful everywhere, right? It's like how it's supposed to be, and not only be one-sided. That's what also it's unfortunately in Russia people say career it's not really interesting. I just focus on family and I do my job. Like you say, just to do job to get it done, and I don't care, like whatever it is, and I go to my family.
So the passion is the thing.
Yeah.
The passion is the thing. The magic of somebody who knows what they're doing and why.
Yeah.
And then you can include yourself in that life.
Yeah. Why? It's so important. Why? Like seeing him, like just say why you doing this, for what reason, why you have this girlfriend, why you have this job, this business, why.
So why do you want to be a girlfriend to someone like that?
Can I just jump in there though? I just want to say something. I love that you're so unapologetic about that, and I know that some people might be like, oh, I'm still a cashier, and feel like a loser, and I wouldn't be shocked if there's some mean comments and stuff, but I will say this, like, when I was in the United States, I went on a date with this guy that I met through Tinder, and he stated on his Tinder that he had to have a woman who had a good credit score and didn't live with her parents and had already finished school and stuff. But I went on a date with him anyway, like, knowing that I still lived with my parents, and I was just like, oh, he'll probably just like me, we'll still have things to talk about.
And then what?
And he was like really strict about it. Like he was like, yeah, I like you, you're cool, you're nice. But he was disappointed that I hadn't gotten my life together enough to, because he was at a point where he wanted to buy a house, he wanted to have a wife, he wanted to like join their fucking credit scores or whatever, you know? So it's like, I do think it really is important to have those strict boundaries about what you want in a relationship, even if it seems kind of aggressive to someone and they might feel like, oh my God, this girl like needs a guy who like isn't a cashier, like what if he's still in school or something? But it's like, it's important to understand that, yeah, people have strict boundaries about their relationships, and I wish I had strict boundaries like that more about my relationships or about who I date. I'm trying to do that more with my life and not just always go so much on like my emotions and like the moment and being digmatized.
All right, folks, let's take a break. Let's go somewhere else.
What time is it?
It's about 20 minutes again.
We've done like actually like
6:57.
1 hour footage so far, so this is good.
How long is this?
I don't know.
Kako te volim, kako te mrzim, kako si grozna, al na tebe se pržim. A sada više ne znam ko sam ja. Kako te kunem, kako te slavim, samo da tugu da zaboravim. I sada više ne znam ko sam ja.
Another boy toy, another broken heart. I just
All right, folks, we're back, and we are getting into the conversation where we want to talk about why this type of woman, these two, want to be around successful men.
Because I consider you also entrepreneur, because you have your blog, you have your these books, how are they called?
Audio phrase books.
Yeah, phrase books, and I see it like definitely this is entrepreneurship. You created something on your own and you sell it and you get paid for this.
She's got a mission.
I think of myself as a creator because in my mind an entrepreneur is someone who has like a scalable business, works full-time for themselves. That's just my personal definition basically in my head. So like you work for yourself full-time, right?
Partly, not full time,
Okay.
but partly.
So
yeah.
I would even like you were.
But you know what it's like to live that
Yeah.
life.
I don't know what that's like essentially. So
Yeah,
I don't consider
yeah.
myself an entrepreneur.
I see it not like full
I'm
time.
a creator.
But more like up to your mindset, because you already started doing something on your own for like so many years back, and that you put so much effort. I see it just more like if you have a vision and you have this passion and you have the goal, that you have it all, like, you know, the money comes last, like for entrepreneur.
Right. But what
Yeah.
about, like, how can you be there for entrepreneurs? I mean, how can you be as a woman what they need to, like, they're dealing with shit every day.
Or a man who's dating a female entrepreneur.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's also a thing, but let's say the scenario is like this. You've got a guy who's running a successful company. He's stressed out most of the days of the week.
Named Eric.
How do you be there for him as a lover?
Yeah, interesting.
I think you give people their space to do what they gotta do, and then when you guys have time to see each other, be there for each other. And
What if you could fill the space that you see in his life? Like, did you think about that? Like, fill the space, like you're there. And this is where I think that Serbian women will excel, is that they will actually know their place. They're not just going to be like another dude with you. They're not just going to be like another man who's going to talk business with you, but you're going to come, and at the same time that you enter the door, you're going to feel so relaxed because this woman is there, and she's going to broadcast this feminine energy.
But
he's saying we don't have feminine energy.
yeah, but I don't think that the entrepreneurs will want this, because as many entrepreneurs I know, and as many podcasts I listen to, so many like people I have heard about, like a lot of them, like the people they mostly from US, so they have a girlfriend or wife who with them in the business, they or partners or kind of like working for them, or at least they have also business.
That might be part of it, yeah.
Yeah, but we are not like this woman who just waiting there and with some chibapi in the evening.
No,
and, like,
no. I'm talking about something different.
They are like women like them. They in a business, and they communicate also business stuff between each other. This is what I see in a business world.
Of course,
that
yeah.
entrepreneurs want such a partner.
Because actually, as an entrepreneur, you need a female perspective. Like I personally decided that I will not go and do martial arts. Personally, me, because what I need is yoga, which is a more feminine discipline, and to balance this masculine thing that you need to do in the world, which is like going out and making deals and getting paid and all this stuff. As an entrepreneur, there needs to be a feminine aspect of balancing that, and it needs to be like less like having another person who's understanding your struggle, but somebody who gives a different perspective from a female perspective.
Yeah,
I completely agree. And I just want to say, for anyone who follows like dating psychology, particularly heterosexual dating psychology, this can apply to homosexual, but a lot of times women have feminine energy and men have masculine energy. Some
but
men
it can
have
also
more, some men can have more feminine energy. My ex-boyfriend, who was Italian, had very feminine energy. I had more masculine energy in the relationship. And with years, I've had to work on my feminine energy. So being comforting, being more supportive. But like masculine energy is like problem solving, and being solution oriented, and being security, and feminine is being like
listening.
Yeah, listening, exactly. And
feeling.
So, but I feel like you can want an entrepreneurial partner and still be in both masculine and feminine energy as a partner.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But there needs to be an intersection where the two people are providing what the other person is not.
I completely agree.
And so, like as an artist, as a musician, I do tap into that feminine energy. And in a certain way, I would want a woman who interacts with that by punching a little bit on the masculine and realizing where I'm off in the ether, where I'm off like dreaming about stuff, and they're like, hey, provide some results here. And, that would be a really healthy manifestation of a cross-gender sort of like polarity. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is like what it tends to be with Western women is that they are not enough.
Eastern.
I'm Western.
they're basically like speaking this language of the masculine, and they're too much there in the masculine. And if
Yeah.
men want that, that's fine. But me personally, I'm more artistic. I'm more like looking for that. And I think that Serbian men and Serbian women, what they do really well for each other is within their own Serbian culture, is they will fill those holes for each other, where the women will be more aggressive and the men will be like, yeah, chill, you know, we just gotta chill here. And the men will be more aggressive and the women will be like, hey, it's time to chill. And there's a very interesting dynamic between genders here, which I think our lack of success as foreigners coming here and dating this is our lack of understanding of like the weird sort of specifics of the way that they're interacting with the gender roles here. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I will say that two of my best friends are girls who, one of them earns more money than her man. She makes more money. A lot of times they'll go on trips and she's the one who's paying for it.
Wow.
And another friend of mine, she's an entrepreneur. She has her own business. She has a language school, Conversa Center
Yeah.
in Vraća. But anyway, she has a man, so it's like he's entrepreneurial and she's entrepreneurial. But what I will say, and I totally agree with this, Serbian women, even if they're entrepreneurial, still have that extra like femininity.
But also you can find women here who are so much more on point in getting shit done than the men.
Really?
Yeah, oh, definitely. Like where a Serbian woman who's motivated, I've seen it so many times, they're just like, I'm gonna do this. And whereas the men talk a lot of bullshit, and you know, a lot of Serbian men will not like to hear this, but you know, it's kind of weak because they're too much depending on the collective and their friends and what their friends are doing, just sit and drink rakia or whatever, rather than like, you know what, I'm not going to meet you right now because I've got to do shit and I'm building a vision. But you know, you look at the history of war and all that stuff, and it's clear that the things people were building in their lives were destroyed, right? And so you need to always look at it in the context of that. But I think that people here have a certain traditionalism, which is based on the history of this place, which we as foreigners do not fit into.
So true.
It's so true. And we won't get their needs, and we won't get everything, and they want to educate us on it. Yeah.
Yeah, Erica, let's discuss maybe this, how you last time explained me yellow, green, orange.
Okay, so the spiral dynamics, yeah.
Yeah, so basically we are just in different kind of spiral, right? Our countries and our mentality.
Well, it could be that. Yeah, definitely. But different gradients of different spirals and stuff like that. But here it's very traditional. It's like these people are very much on the level of doing things that they, over history, have succeeded with. And so whatever the last 2,000 years, let's say, of Serbian history
What is it?
has brought success to Serbian people and their gender roles, they're doing that. And so we come with our more perhaps modern, you know, having lived in Western countries, and we come and we expect life to work like that, and they're just like, nah, not gonna work like that. It's not gonna work like that. We're fine the way we are, and you as a foreigner, as long as you fit into our thing, you are welcome. And that's what I kind of find in dating and relationships, is like they're kind of like happy where they're at on this blue thing, this traditionalist society, this sort of like this is how things are and this is how you have to behave to be a part of it. And you're a foreigner, that's cool, but you'll never understand what it's like to be us here, and you'll never understand.
Insular.
Yeah, exactly, because it's like we're doing this, it's beautiful, it has lots of routes through which you can find artisticness and sort of like a connection to the other, whether it's, you know, religion or the divine or whatever you want to call it. You can find a connection to these traditions here, which, you know, in Western countries have long been cynicized, and basically, you know, people are cynical about anything that requires any sort of belief or dogmatism, with good reason. But here it's kind of like, you know, Serbian people have suffered through thousands of years of history, Serbian people have been through it all, and they remain and survive, and you as a foreigner have come here and you like it. Therefore, you need to conform to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want traditional man or woman, it's the best place. But also, I
But
believe
it's the contradiction of traditional here. There's so many different, like, this is the most, I would say, multicultural region in Europe where different cultures have come and gone, and
Serbia or the Balkans in general?
The Balkans.
Okay.
The Balkans I'm not talking about national boundaries. I'm talking about
Yeah.
the melting pot
I agree.
of all the national boundaries that changed over the years and all of this stuff. And this one nation called Serbs that managed to actually, stake their claim on this land and defend their beliefs and stuff like that, which is
Yeah.
not vastly different than Bosnia and Croatia, but there are differences which you can notice and stuff like that. But Serbia, it's a cohesive identity. As a foreigner, you have to come here and understand that people are this and they stand for that, and that's why it's a nice place and it's a civilization. People here are decent and good in most situations, and you'll have a good time. But the idea is always going to be, you are going to go to Serbian people. They're not going to come to you. You're going to go to them. They're not interested in your Western ideas of whatever it is. Entrepreneurship, like all of this sort of like individualism.
Progressiveness.
Whatever it is, it's like, people here have done what they've done for thousands of years, and they're preserving that. And that's the mentality. And you need to really understand that before you enter in conversations, or else, I like to smuggle in ideas of different stuff while I have these conversations. But I realize that for most of the people watching this, and most of the people who are interested in foreigners, they're mostly interested in us to validate their own culture.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That is such a good line.
Yeah. It's like they're mostly interested in us, like just to, because they're doing what they're doing, and they're happy that people like us are coming here, and they're happy that we're enjoying our life here, but they're not that interested in our ideas.
Yeah.
They know that you can move to Germany and make lots of money, but that's where it ends. They're not thinking of like how they actually take offense to the idea that Serbia should change to become more like Germany.
Or any sort of constructive feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also we're not really interested to be with a foreigner, like as a partner. We would rather be with another Serbs or people from Balkans. Then we would build something with a foreigner, like not quite sure. Yeah. So I think it's like in Russia, for example, Russian people will only want to be with Russians. Like my sister could never ever imagine to have a boyfriend from abroad. Like she will never accept this. And I feel like this here as well. Like people here more stuck to the Serbs and Balkan.
But there's more diversity here.
Yeah, definitely. But still, Balkans are, this kind of Balkans.
It's traditionalist, yeah.
Yeah, Macedonia.
Tradition is
Bosnia.
the main feature
Yeah.
of the society is tradition.
Diversity how? I'm just, can you elaborate?
Diversity meaning that different cultures have come here and contributed to the society either through force or through economic opportunity and through,
You
Russia.
said more than Russia. Okay.
I would say Russia is a dominant culture, where you have a culture that became the biggest country in the world because they decided who they are, what they were doing, and then they went and forced everybody to do that. Whereas Serbs were on the side of cultures that, for example, were forced by other cultures like Turkish and Austrian cultures to play their game, to be a part of their society and be conquered by them. Whereas Russia was the dominant one. Whereas, cultures like England, France, and Austria and Turkey were the ones who were the dominant ones forcing on, So here you have this, like, they have had to take their culture and dial it back a bit with foreign influence. And so there's an idea of, like, foreigners come, and we are going to actually accept them and give them the best hospitality, but we're not going to lose who we are as Serbs. Whereas Russia, it's like, yeah, okay, so Russian culture, you have the biggest country in the world, and there's only one way you can have that, is by conquering and destroying other cultures. Let's face it. Different degrees of destroying other cultures. If the Austrians and Turks were as good at destroying other cultures as the British and French were, nobody here would speak Serbian. Because they would beat the children in the schools if they spoke Serbian, like the British did, like the French did, and all that stuff. But somehow you still have this brilliant Serbian culture, and they know who they are, and they've had enough foreign influence to know what other things are, but they didn't lose the soul of their culture.
Yeah, I really like that. I just went to, this is where I really respect Serbia, because I went to Sremska Mitrovica recently, and I went to the museum there, and I knew that Serbia was attacked by the Nazis during World War II.
Two.
Yeah, but I just learned about all the different times Serbia was attacked, and all this different propaganda that was in media from Hungary and the Nazis and the Ustasha. And Serbia's just been through so much. And I remember asking my tour guide, why is Serbia why do so many people throughout history want to, that's true, geography. But he also said something along the lines of, well, Serbia just didn't want to conform. And
also that, because and the actual pride of the nation is that they did not want to actually give up the soul of their nation, even though they would say that they would. They would, someone comes with guns to your head and it's like, yeah, whatever you want, we're gonna do it. But Serbia was the one that maintained a strong enough identity, and through that strong identity managed to exist until the day that we have today. And you still have people saying that the Serbs running the government these days are traitors and stuff like that, and they're doing a crime against the country. And I think you probably always had that, because it was always the case that Serbian government and leaders had to do deals with other countries, like in the modern day, the West, China, Russia, Arab Emirates. They would have to actually please different foreign powers to continue to exist as a nation and hold their values. But the magic is the Serbian people know their traditions and they know their values, and they hold those together. And I think if we can sum up why it's so hard to date Serbs as both foreign men and foreign women, why it's so hard to date Serbs is because these people are incredibly proud of their culture and they maintain it. And for us to try to come here and make relationships with people, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Alright folks, so we hope you enjoyed this video. We hope you enjoyed watching us talk about Serbia and the people here and all of this stuff and relationships and our goals and our perceptions of people here. So Anna, thanks a lot for providing the Russian perspective.
Welcome.
And Nwando, thank you so much for providing your American perspective.
Thanks.
And I try to be weird as always as the guy who runs Belgrade Beat, and these ladies have their own channels which probably are more popular than mine because, look at them. So, what?
You get a lot of views.
Yeah, but you guys, you get a lot of views.
My most recent comments reference your channel. Yeah.
Well, I hope we actually brought it to bring the truth in this video, and we brought it to actually say hey, we're here, this is what we think. And how you react to that, that's you in the comments. So go ahead, tell us what you think. Thanks guys.
Thanks, bye.
Another broken heart.